Today we're speaking to an entrepreneur helping himself to £5 million worth of annual revenue. I think he's paying himself a pittance for all the responsibility he's got. Doesn't that happen to too many entrepreneurs? He's got some great clients that are worth billions. It's a cleaning and facilities management company. Now, I think there's a little diamond underneath his shoes that he hasn't discovered. This is going to be a powerful conversation. If you're in a service-based business, listen to these ideas. Strap yourselves in. Welcome back to the business broadcast. I'm James Sinclair. You can follow me on Instagram at James Sinclair Entrepreneur.
Oh, we haven't done this for a little while, have we?
No.
And I'm James's alter ego, his slightly less successful best friend. He likes to have lots of winners around him, and occasionally he likes to hang out with the loser. And that's why I'm here. You can follow me on James Burt Official.
James Burt Official, there we go.
I get rinsed about that every day now.
Good. I'm very happy about that.
DMs, LinkedIn, all the rest of it. Hey, tell you what.
What have we got on the show today, Mr. Official?
Mr. Official, we are officially talking to Danny from Citrus Services. Been going for 16 years. That's a good song, isn't it? You never hear that apart from at funerals, though, do you? 16 years they've been going since 2009. Estimated monthly revenue doing $400,000 a month. They've got 314 staff. They do facilities management stuff.
Let's just go with that. 314 smackaroonies a month.
No, 400 smackaroonies a month, 314 staff.
314 stuff. So facilities management.
Cleaning, security,
schools, office blocks, warehouses, factories.
Sort of stuff. Yes, that's what I think it is. But he's got some challenges. Biggest challenge is that they have not got enough good recruitment. Their box is not big enough.
They can't find staff.
Second biggest challenge is cash flow and the rise of costs. And the third biggest challenge is customer expectations versus costs. We asked Danny, where do you want to be in 1 year's time? And he said, in this type of climate to be trading still, it is so hostile that I think we will be fine. But will the customers we serve still be paying their bills? Blimey. Do you make the
definitely tough out there for lots of businesses?
For sure. What does your business look like when it's finished? He says it's never finished, which is not the answer that we like, Danny. Because we like to build a company, even if to have an exit, even if we're not intending to do so. That's your modus operandi, isn't it? I use a collective we there.
I mean, you really mucked up the quote there.
Say again.
For someone that's usually so eloquent with their words, can do every accent on the planet. That was like I was on an episode of Countdown.
What was it again? What's the thing?
We're building our business to sell, even if we have no intention of selling it.
That's what we're doing. Say he's doing. What do you make the profit that you want to make it? If so, what is it? He says, yes, we do make about 100K. How do you spend your day-to-day time in the business? We also entrepreneurs.
Let's just, what do you say? So he's doing $400,000 a month.
400 grand a month times 12 is 4.8 million. He's doing 100 grand profit.
That is a lot of stress to make 100 grand.
It is
314 staff.
It is.
Send the love to our entrepreneurial colleagues across these airwaves, ladies and gents.
Yes, please do. We asked him, how do you spend your day-to-day time in the business? He said, currently marketing the brand and supporting my management team. And then he's got a bunch of questions that he would like to ask you. He's never listened to the podcast.
Oh, come on.
He's never listened. He's a regular consumer of your YouTube videos, but he's never listened to the podcast. So...
Right.
I don't know if he knows what he's in for.
Well, before we have that, there's some good things that he says there. You know, can't find the staff. I think people don't want to do these jobs like they used to. Hospitality, leisure, service-based businesses. I think people, the benefit system. Oh God, I was just trying not to be political here, but people go,
just say it.
Why am I working when? It's easier to claim, as long and not work more than 16 hours, and that affects and I get it. People paying £20 an hour and expecting, the Savoy or the Ritz
white glove
Harrod service,
wiping it on the top of the door frame.
All of those challenges. I think about this in Marsh Farm, JB. People, coming into Marsh Farm, $12.99, 16, 17 quid. They're getting funfair rides. We're paying for the animals. We've got a bloody swimming pool to look after, and all of this stuff. And it just ain't enough.
Pool. You're happy with that?
No, and really, I think we need to be charging double, but we just can't because people don't have the money and they will not come. So you have to, try and build unique businesses with powerful brands so that, you're pulling, not pushing. It's very difficult. And I And it's commoditized. You know, if he says no to a job, there'll be someone else that stand behind and go, I'll do that instead.
Yeah. Do you, because we talk about models a lot, I know we're going to talk about models in a second. Do you, knowing what you now know, there must be businesses within your empire, let's call it an empire.
They're easier than others.
That you go, that's actually not a good model, or it's not as effective a model as possible.
Yep.
Which ones are the best ones?
I'm not going to say that. I'll say what the best ones are. Predictable cash flow.
Yeah.
Where there's margin, where you get a customer and they buy from you again and again and again and again.
So not theme parks.
Don't ask me these things.
Okay, fine.
Because, I don't want to put
have your favourites.
Some of my own businesses down. But
No. But you've evolved in your business thinking. When you were a 21-year-old lad borrowing 750 grand on 27 credit cards, just getting a site opened at Lakeside was the win. Now you look at it and go, actually, are we just turning money rather than keeping any money?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
So, talk about business models.
Talk about business. Should we have a jingle? What about this? That's not good enough, is it?
Chad's got another cheeky coffee there.
Yeah, it was lunch. Don't be judgy.
Yeah, I love
Don't
that.
be
It's
judgy.
delicious. Right, come on then.
It's time for James Sinclair's breakdown of business models.
Well, it's time to break down James Burt's business model.
That's absolutely correct.
So it's like a double bubble, this podcast.
It is.
So we're going to talk about Dan's business, but we're going to talk about JB's business,
Yes.
who likes changing his model with the fashions of the winter and the summer and the spring and the autumn.
Yeah.
What's the new one, JB?
The new one,
Strap yourselves in, chuds. You get yourself some popcorn.
it's not vastly different from what I've got at the moment, but it's going
okay.
after a different business model or a different angle. So, paid for production, especially with the advent of more.
What does
and more,
that mean, paid for production?
So people pay us to do podcasts effectively. So they pay me to launch their shows, produce their shows, record their shows, edit their shows, make the assets, clips, show notes, blah, blah, blah.
So they just turn up, do the record, and you do the rest.
Yes. Or in a lot of instances, people will record like online, for example. If they haven't got bigger budgets to do it in person, they'll do it online and they'll have interviews and then they can do it remotely and they give us access to the files and blah, blah, blah. Nowadays, there are so many AI tools that will do lots of the editing for you that you really need to have or you need to be able to make people see the value of the extra production that you can bring. And frankly, a lot of the 3-person, bloody hell, James Martin's here. Was he off camera?
Yeah.
They're all here. They're all here. It's a live audience. He's come branded up as well, hasn't he? Of course he has. So that is frankly, let's be honest about it, it's a race to the bottom. There's so many more AI tools that will cut a 3-camera shoot for you, that can make you clips. There's a platform called Riverside that we use for talking to our guests. If we wanted to, we could record the whole thing on that and it would do the editing, it would do the cutting, it would do the clips, blah, blah, blah. So I realised last year, I was like, this is a race to the bottom. And I looked at, because you talk about it, you can't hang out with you for too long without hearing the lessons. Are you doing a P&L every month? Are you doing a P&L every month? That's my impression of you, by the way. It's very good. And it's staying static. It's not getting any worse. It's not getting any better. Some months are better than others if you do a launch, but effectively it's about the same. And I was like, this is not a good business model. It's a better business, but what I have developed over 5 years or 7 years or whatever it is now, since 2017 of launching 186 podcasts, I know lots about podcasting, but I've gone after the wrong end of the thin end of the wedge. Where the big money in podcasting is in the ownership of IP of shows, developing those shows and turning them into merch, live events, taking people who've already got big audiences and giving them the ability to monetize those audiences, i.e. celebrities. So that is what I've done. And as of tomorrow, I'm launching a new company called Pivot Productions Group with a former England footballer. And we're starting to launch the first of our slate of shows where we basically monetize the back end of the show. So instead of getting paid to make the show in the first place, we'll make the content and then we'll go and sell it to advertisers and sponsors. And our first show goes live 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Well, I get
He's
that
a
model.
fan, everybody. He's a fan. You can see by that stony silence. He loves the model. He's a big fan. Thanks for tuning in.
Now, I get the business model. What my challenge would be is the talent.
Yes.
Are they going to work? Are they and do the things you want them to do and not flit? Are they going to be fickle to the cause? Where are you going to?
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you said, right, okay, I'm going to do this with Taylor Swift.
Jesus, you and Taylor,
She's back.
give it up.
And you say,
Give it
right,
up.
I'm going to fund paying you $1 million a week
Yeah.
or $1 million an episode.
Yeah.
She might then turn up.
Yeah.
What are you going to pay these people to be on?
So the model is it's a 50-50
Joint venture
of revenue.
What?
Them sticking around, that is something that I have accounted for. Some will, some won't. Some just don't get it. So tomorrow, for example, we're launching a show with Jermaine Genius, Derek Chisora, Catherine Ryan, Eddie Hearn, Lethal Bizzle, like big time people. But whether the host of that gets we love podcasting, we understand the model of it. Will they stick at it? Some will, some won't.
Because it takes a long time. Like, I don't think you're going to get the sponsorships chomping in for a good.
Some you will, because they've already got big networks.
Fine.
Some.
Well, let's see how you go. I don't love it.
You don't love it?
No.
Oh, it's a solid no, guys. See, I was ready with my congratulations jingle, which is this. I thought it was going to be a thumbs up from Jim. It's a thumbs down, is it?
I just think it's. I think you should do what you're saying there, but have it so that you control it and you don't have to rely on others.
How so?
Well, I think you should do.
I should be the talent.
Yes.
Right.
So that you don't have to answer to anyone, and you do a podcast for 20 minutes every day around marketing, podcasts, whatever, so that you're the expert. Then you'll get paid to speak at things. You'll get the best stuff. That's what you should be doing.
Shall I do that as well as?
Well, if I was you, I would be doing that. And it annoys me that you don't.
Okay.
And why don't you do that?
I don't know. We're just going to sit in the silence, are we?
I mean, I would be doing what I've done in the entrepreneurship space.
Yeah.
I have full control over that. I have to do the work. I'd be writing a newsletter every week about podcasting, leverage this bit thingamajig here, and do a consultancy approach to podcasting to say to people, look, it's, and you wouldn't get it straight away, but after a couple of years, I reckon you could have £500,000 a year being paid for you doing that. And you might have 1 or 2 members of staff. So you don't do any production. You say, look, this is the stuff you need to buy. You make them. We will audit each one to say how you can be better. And you get all your clients from making a regular podcast show, reviewing podcasts, what they're doing well, all of those things, because people want to launch them. And I would work out how you are the ultimate go-to expert. And I think you started doing that. You started speaking at some events about it. I really think, because you're talented at doing it, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Because I think you're going to find that difficult to do.
Should we do the 8 traits of the greats? Do you want to rate me? Come on.
Starting with the end in mind. Passionate about it.
Come on then. Give it to me, Sinclair.
I think what you're doing is classic entrepreneur. You're looking for the ways to fill the bank account. You're looking for ways to solve the problems. And you're seeing Peter Crouch and Abby Clancy, and you don't look like Abby. You look a little bit like a shorter version of Peter Crouch, but people are tuning in for her and his humour. But you have the humour. And you could leverage my audience for coming on here. And I think people go, yeah, we'll listen to JB's solo podcast.
1, 2. I might get 3 and let's not do that.
So I think you're doing, I think all the right things are there. I feel like the bloke off of the Avengers that does the golden circles, that.
Never seen that.
You never seen the Avengers films?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you're missing out.
So the ingredients are there, but it's not going to make a nice cake.
Yeah, I think.
I'm going to end up with a sloppy Joe.
I mean,
soggy bottom.
I mean, what's going to happen in 6 months' time? We've got the best football podcast in the country, and you can prove me wrong. But I do think, I think.
But I take the point on board that there should be that and the other.
Because I think the thing is with podcasting, it takes time, doesn't it, to build audience and get going.
Yeah,
like this has taken years and years and years.
Very valid feedback.
I think you're going to find it very annoying managing those people.
I might have already found some of that in the preliminary stages, but okay, take on board.
You could just do such a good podcast about podcasting for podcasters.
See, I already do that, but I think, again, even that is aimed at the wrong demographic because it's people who've got no idea what they're doing. I think it needs to be
for marketeers.
Yeah. No, that is fair because I do have a show that goes out on a Wednesday, but it is aimed at complete newbies, whereas actually they're not going to pay you anything.
And just get on a different guest that does marketing.
Yeah.
And you just chat it out.
Yeah.
And then you build in the marketing space and all those marketing agents goes, oh, you want to launch a podcast? James Burt's the man for you. Which is, you've already got all that there, haven't you?
Yeah.
And the auditing, I think that's where consultancy is going to go in the future. So you're going to get, looking at accounting, for example, the specialist accountants are going to win. The generalist accounting, bookkeeping, all that stuff, technology is going to scoop all that up. That's just going to happen. You're going to pay for a human to drive a classic car or a really nice car for a special treat, but the generalist taxi drivers, they ain't going to be there in 5 years. I mean, these robo-taxis and what's the way thing in America.
Yeah.
I've got friends now putting it up on story saying, look, I'm in a driverless car. I don't think they're going to do that in 2 years because it's not going to be interesting. It's just going to be, that's the way it is.
It's like what we talked about in the previous episode about ChatGPT and when it becomes more commonplace about AI generated imagery and videos and stuff, people are going to go, oh, look, I've made this with AI. Which is like, I just made this.
Absolutely. And my commercial director, her husband has got an Amazon franchisee. They do some logistics for Amazon, which they sub out because they've got so much logistics. They want individuals in charge. But Amazon said on stage, we're going to have driverless trucks as soon as we physically can. It has happened in China. It is happening in America. That is happening. There won't be the need for truck drivers and the next generation won't be doing that. It's happened. You can do it now. It's not like, oh, this is what it might be.
It's not sci-fi in the future. No, it's a common reality.
So I think specialist consultancy, if you are doing consultancy,
is the win.
Yeah. And auditing what's going on through your knowledge and data of the space. There we go. So that's JB's business model.
3 out of 8. 3 out of 8. Solid score. What would I get? 3 out of 8? Let's have it. It's a 3.
Let's not.
They need to think, is this business for me? I mean, I don't even know why I bother coming on a Tuesday. Frankly, at 33 degrees. Right. Shall we get Daniel on the podcast?
Let's get him on, baby.
Talk about his business. I feel like we did. Did we do that? We did, didn't we? Yes, we did. Right. Let's get him on. Daniel, I'll tell you what we've not done.
Interesting fact or quote of the week.
Fact or quote of the week. Of course we haven't. Hang on 2 seconds. We need to do that. Start with this. Interesting quote or fact. Interesting quote or fact. Interesting quote. Get ready, James Martin. You're gonna have a fact. James Martin here, regular friend of the show. He's doing sign language to Chuds at the moment about where can I go and get.
Oh yes, please. Thank you.
I'll have an iced coffee, please. What did I have before? Those black ones. Just a black ice one. Thank you. Got an interesting fact for us before you go, James Martin? Can't eat from there, love. He's got nothing.
No.
The cat's got his tongue. First time I've ever heard him lost for words. What you got? Quote or fact?
I'm going to go with fact. So you go first.
I heard this. Did I use this one last week? I can't remember. You need to have impatience with actions, but patience for the results.
Oh, talk about yourself there. You don't have patience for the results. I don't think you do. I think that's one of your biggest. I think you're hugely talented and you don't stick at things for long enough to get the rewards.
But podcasting since 2017.
Chuds has got something to say to you.
Jesus Christ.
That was my quote last time we did this.
That was yours?
It was not mine personally, but I said it was from Naval.
Oh, was it Naval? Oh,
yeah.
I've copied it.
Impatience with actions, patience with results.
Did you read that Armagnac?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, one of the best books going.
What a book. So anyway, I've nicked Naval Ravikant's quote via Chuds, which we have already used last week. Sorry
exactly.
About that.
Attempt number 2, JB.
I've got nothing else up my sleeve. What have you got? Got a quote or a fact?
10 ideas. 10 idea to business speed is accelerating. So people have got an idea to launch a business, right? Yeah. So that's why, because of the thing we was just speaking about technology. Thanks to digital tools like Shopify, Canva, and
II. Well, how'd you make that? II?
AI. Some UK entrepreneurs are launching businesses in under 24 hours. Entire e-commerce brands have been launched, marketed and sold products within a weekend. Get rid of your excuses, gang.
Yeah.
It's not your lack of resources, it's your lack of resourcefulness.
Have you ever heard of the book?
That's the best. I mean, I don't know whether I like that phrase or you're the average of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. Which one do you think's the best?
They're both equally good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I might go to later this year? Talking about great quotes and like powerful things. Have you ever been to a Tony Robbins seminar?
No, but I want to go.
I want to go. There's one in Germany in September. I think I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Das ist gut. Tony
It's gonna be very
Robbins,
good.
you are so good.
Wow, that was very good. That was decent. Turns out Germany's your secret talent. Right, should we get Danny on the podcast now?
Chad, do you want to go to a Tony Robbins conference? Let's find out.
I don't anymore, no.
No, you
I
don't
did
anymore?
A few years ago, I thought it would be the bee's knees. Like, it's really interesting, but I don't know
You're
if
already
I've
a pretty
just
good version
reached
of
a
you.
different place
Yeah,
in my spirituality where I
he's
just don't really think that.
Do you not think we would?
I reckon he woke up this morning, had a shower, looked at himself in the mirror, and went, "Can't beat,
Don't
can't
mean
beat
it like
that."
that.
can
But
ya?
it's the
Can't
closest
beat
thing
that.
you're going to get to Jim Rohn because Tony worked for Jim
Yeah,
Rohn.
I bet it's an amazing event.
Yeah.
Do I want to spend my time listening to that? Don't think so.
Well, seeing as we're in the event space and we run an
You'd
event
learn
centre-
some stuff,
Yeah.
but is it worth? It's very, very, very expensive, and it's a couple of days. I'd rather be
that's
having
it.
fun
There
doing
we
something
go.
else.
I think I'm going to go.
Michael Chudley, ladies and gentlemen, the UK's biggest motivational speaker.
He's anti-motivation. Anti-motivation.
No, he's got the northern common sense.
Yeah.
He's a common sense speaker,
He
Chuds.
is. He's
Common
wise.
sense.
Wise beyond his years.
Yes, he is wise beyond his years. Got a big pair of legs on him now as well.
Yeah,
Considering he's
I
working
wonder
out
what
in
you're
the
going to
gym.
say then.
Thunder
From
fires over
this
there.
angle, I mean, up the shop. I mean,
I said to him the other day in a very straight way, I said, "You're looking good, boy."
he's looking jacked, though,
Yeah,
isn't he?
I think he had that T-shirt on the other day. I was like thinking,
He's writing about it in
looking
his
good.
newsletter.
Yeah.
A man who can tattoo his own signature on his thigh. That is some next level confidence.
It's not
though,
my
isn't
signature before anyone thinks that.
Wasn't it not?
It is technically my initials,
Yeah.
but without context, that sounds so big-headed. Yeah.
Stevie, can we clip that?
Oh,
and
yeah,
put
you're gonna have to
Chuds'
put that
leg
on.
on the screen, please.
Yeah.
We need a leg edit. Thank you very much.
You could just put like a Louis Vuitton logo on a tattoo and get you. That's actually his company.
Just a Burberry
He just hangs
sleeve.
around with us for shits and giggles. Hey gang, James here. Great news. Business Masterclass is coming back to London. This is my ultimate 2-day event that will grow the profitability and size of your business so that you can have a commercially profitable enterprise that works without you in it. I've run this event before. People absolutely love it. We get rave reviews and I'd love for you to come along. Imagine 400 business owners in a room serious about growing their business. Imagine the connections you can make. I'll be on stage teaching you all the stuff that I've learned over the last 20 years in 2 days to seriously scale your business up. If you want to find out how to buy companies, raise finance, get customers, and make your teams as profitable as possible, then this is the event for you. Look, it comes with my 100% money back guarantee. You come along to this event, and if at the end of day one you go, do you know what? I haven't got 10 times value out of what I've paid for this. I'll just give you your money back. And there's no sleazy sales on the day. It's just me delivering all the stuff that I know about growing businesses. And I can't wait to meet you. I'll be there. We'll have a little chat with the other 400 people in the room. It's big enough, but intimate enough to really learn the stuff that I know that scales businesses. So get your tickets now before the price goes up. And I'll see you at Business Masterclass to grow your business.
Right, let's finally get Danny on the podcast. Danny, are you still there? Have you given up and gone home?
Aye, I'm here.
Aye, he is here indeed. Right, tell us about Citrus Services, mate. Tell us about you guys, how long you've been going, what's going on, etc. Give us the origin story, my man, if you could.
So I started at 21 as well, young entrepreneur. Started mainly because I kept getting sacked from everything I had.
Good reason to start.
Well, yeah, I've run out of options. So I thought, well, and I couldn't get into the army either. I even tried that and they wouldn't have me down at the recruitment centre. So I thought, well, what's left? I've got an idea. I'll start a company. And that's how I started. Going 16 years, mainly started in the security side. That's really where I Googled, how do you make money 24 hours a day? And it come up on Google, security. I thought,
Sure.
excellent. I'll get into
do that then.
Yeah, easy. It's not as easy as I thought, obviously. I started applying for tenders, again, with no experience. Just the confidence on it is unreal. Just sort of started trying to win work with no experience. And I started getting knocked back quite quickly. But I did learn that you should always ask why you didn't win the work. And one of the answers is I didn't have any cleaning experience. And I thought, well, I've definitely applied for a security tender. How does that work? Um, and back in sort of 2010, around that sort of time, not long after the financial crash in 2008, they were combining services and they were combining cleaning and
Yeah, yeah.
security, really to sort of save costs. And they thought, well, you've got Tony on the front desk there at 8 o'clock at night. He can throw a mop around the reception, and that's sort of where they went. And so, off the back of that, we formed. Myself, I formed Citrus. We were called DCS before that, but everyone thought we were a furniture shop. So we had to quickly change names and rebranded. And as I say, we're here today supplying facility services for all types of customer sectors across the UK, mainly in the South Coast, but yeah, across the UK.
See, I was just interested. You're doing like 4 or 5 million quid a year and only making 100 grand for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, small margins, very, very small. Most of my cost of sale is based on labour, so we're labour-led. So we're supplying the overall business model. We're supplying staff, so that's your security guards, your cleaners. That's where we then started to look into other services within the facilities, which is your waste removal, waste management, CCTV installation, and fire extinguisher, fire installation, because again, your cost of sale isn't made up of the labour to develop the product. You're buying a CCTV kit and charging a margin on top to install that, and the guys that are doing it all have a salary, so the margins become a bit better from there. But yeah, the main bulk of what we're doing is labour led.
And do you have to wait ages to get paid if it's big companies?
Yeah, so we went for a bit of a rigmarole where we were doing quite a lot of work with smaller businesses because we were winning it and it was easy to win, but then those smaller businesses aren't paying you. So we then started doing blue chip stuff. So we do most of the harvesters in the south, Toby Carvery. We do Butlins.
Do you? We do all Butlins work.
Yeah, we supply cleaners for Butlins. And we take away all their mattresses and bits and pieces for them as well. It's the way that we grew with it was to go after the smaller customers. When we started going into the larger customers, they were taking the mickey. They weren't paying us for sort of 60 days to 90 days. And again, that's when we decided to use invoice factoring, which isn't for everyone. It's not for all businesses. It's not ideal because it can be expensive. But we found a pretty good company giving us pretty good rates, which makes it a little bit easier to manage. But having that cash flow instantly has really helped us grow overall.
Who do you use for your invoice finance? Have you
eCapital, a company called eCapital based in Reading.
Right. Have you tried? What sort of level are you putting through that? I might be able to help you.
Yeah, so we're putting through about 400 grand, so 100 grand a week. And then we've got 90-day delinquency on that. So it's roughly about 1 million, 1.1.
And do you know the rate you're paying?
Less than 1%
a month.
Yeah, it's really cheap because
I
think
not cheap. Mine. I've just set up a facility with HSBC at 2.5% a year above base. So what's that? 4 point. I'm happy to make the introductions to you.
Yeah,
you want to be with a high street bank on that, especially if you've got companies like Butlins, because it's all of the strength of the customer and stuff. So.
I mean, we tried with Close Brothers, and they said there's no way they could got as cheap as what we had it.
Well, Close Brothers are the dearest of the dear.
Yeah,
I've just bought some rides and used Close Brothers. I mean, they are really dear. If you've got quirky kit and stuff, but after this podcast, send me an email and I will introduce you to people at HSBC City of London. It might not go anywhere, but it's definitely worth. I know that some really good people there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
because you got Harvester is Whitbread, isn't it? And
No, Mitch and Butler.
Sorry, Mitch and Butlers, and then
Yeah.
you've got Butlins. You know, they're the sort of clients HSBC will love that.
Yeah,
And
Green Kings, Stonegate, we do those as well.
all of that. So I think we're definitely, because I mean, core that at that level of interest at 1% a month, they're probably making more money for you out of your business than you're making them paying yourself, aren't they?
Yeah, that's why they love me.
I mean, you are literally running a business to pay their interest in many ways, aren't it? It's horrible.
Yeah.
I would definitely, look, if there's one thing that comes off this podcast, I will make that introduction for you.
Thank you.
Let's jump into your challenges then. You said the biggest challenge is the box is not big enough in terms of recruitment. Give us a bit more context to that, mate.
Well, the box is not big enough because I couldn't write as much in there as I wanted to.
Oh, right. I didn't know what that meant. Well, you got enough. Okay, recruitment. So recruitment.
No, it's not jargon. It's just a case of I didn't have enough space in there to write all the issue. But recruitment for me is the biggest issue because the product I'm supplying is people. Not in a trafficking way. Obviously, I'm not selling people, but I'm the product I'm supplying is people. And when your product has to be great, and sometimes the people that want to work in the spaces that I'm working in, the industries I'm working in, which are low skill entry and low pay entry, aren't always the best people that are available. And you're trying to grow and market a business as being the best in the industry with people that just won't they'll call in sick and they won't bother, and you've got to put a lot of contingencies in place which all cost money to be able to offer that service. So recruitment is hard, one, to find decent people, but also as well is that since COVID there's just been a real change of attitude of what people want to do and how.
I don't want to sort of make it worse, but I do think that is, we're seeing that in our businesses. I think it's got easier in the last couple of years compared to just after COVID. But our childcare business, we even offer people promotion. They don't want more responsibility. That's and you have to work triple, double as hard at it. And it's
What's the solution that you're finding to that challenge then? To retain staff, or
in our childcare business, we are employing a full-time recruiter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the recruitment companies, you literally, we'd like to have this XYZ person. They just go, on your bike. They're just not there. And so we definitely are in the mindset that we need to have recruiters in-house full-time. We've got one at Camp Beaumont. We're going to put one in Twizzletop's, so that, because it's very similar sort of service-based business. And I think that's one of the ways to get through it. You got to be fast on it. When someone comes to the marketplace, you need to be there first to get them in.
And then what about when you find a diamond in the rough? Are you pushing them through the
We want to keep the stars,
the process quicker. So does that go back to your whole analogy? If you're not training your team, you're not gaining from your team.
Absolutely.
You spot those stars early, and then is there a sort of almost like an escalation thing? You like, right, we move them on quick, or we look after them, we nurture them. Are you proactively building that?
There's something I've been thinking about in business, Danny. What's convenient for the business might not be convenient for the customers, might not be convenient for the staff. So there's convenience. Human beings love convenience. That's why we've got electric windows. That's why we no longer plug our computers in. We want Wi-Fi. That we are driven by convenience. We don't want to drive our cars anymore. We want them to be driverless. We're constantly looking at convenience. We don't want to go to the shops. We want Amazon to deliver everything for us. Now, in business, so to give you a little thing at Marsh Farm, we sell tickets at 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, incremental up to 1 o'clock. And I said to them yesterday in the Marsh Farm managers meeting, I said, why are we doing that? We did it in COVID to stop people being close in the queues. Why have we carried that on? It's just so much easier. At reception, there's no queues, and it's easier for the staff. Blah blah. Interesting. Not convenient for the customer because they might want to get there at 9 a.m, and we've sold out all those slots. I think we should remove those time slots, and we need to make it more convenient for the customer. We need to find the balance between convenient for the business, convenient for the customer. Now, when it comes to recruitment, we saying to people, we want you to work 40 hours a week and these are the times we want to work. They might have kids, and do we have to do more convenient things to them, which makes it inconvenient for the business in the way we organise things? Because really, we've learned that in childcare, we want people working full time, all turn up at once and all leave at once. Well, I've got children. I need to leave at 3. And I think some is better than none in recruiting people at the moment, and you have to be flexible. It's difficult. I mean, I really feel for you, Danny. Hard.
You get also good staff, you nurture them, you get them on board, and then there's no, they get offered an extra 30p an hour up the road and they're off. All that hard work and
well, you could. I mean, if you can work out how to be more profitable, you can do retention bonuses. You say, look, at the end of this year, you will get this, but that's gonna. I mean, if you're literally, hunting around for the spare money, but retention bonuses are good for this type of business. Maybe not at the end of this year, but at the end of the month. If you do everything brilliantly, you'll get an extra 50 quid, 60 quid, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Carrots at the end of the month, not carrots at the end of the year for entry-level technician type jobs are really important, because entrepreneurs can go, in 10 years time, my life's going to look like this. But that is
I'll
not
suffer
how most
for a
people,
decade.
Yeah, that is not how most people think. And entrepreneurs need to remember that.
Very good point.
Even carrots at the end of the week can be very attractive.
Challenge number 2, let's jump into this: cash flow and the rise of costs. What's happening in that regard, mate?
Well, it's more to do with the rise of costs. So obviously, off the back of you've now recruited all the people that you need. Just say you've gone through that whole challenge of trying to recruit everyone, and then all of a sudden you've got NI that has come in, and that for us as a business really, really hurt, the increase in NI. It wasn't the increase from 13.2 to 15. It was the drop in the threshold from 9,600 to 5, because that caught everyone in our business. And we with the 314 staff, although that sounds like a lot of staff, and it is a lot of people in the business, most of those are part-time. Most of those are working part-time for us in the evening, cleaning, the offices at night time, the pubs and clubs in the morning. So they were all under that threshold. We've now had to increase our costs to cover that, because we can't swallow that increase that we've had to pay out in NI.
Well, obviously, you're going to have to.
And
have your customers accepted it? Or?
No, of course not, because again, they don't want to pay it either. And again, it's also with the minimum wage going up. It is great, everyone wants to be paid more money, but it's not just the minimum wage, it's all the bands above it. It's all those bands that also have to have an increase, because the band that is just above minimum wage, they now that gap is tightening between them. And I don't want to be paid an extra 50p more an hour than minimum wage. I want a pay rise too. And that in itself, it affected us quite a lot, really. And again, we had to push back and pass that on to customers. And it's when you're then looking at people that are, we worked out a bare minimum cost just to break even, and this is real tight margins, is £17.59 an hour. And you've got out there competitors charging 15, 16 quid an hour, and you're like, what? We're charging 20s, 21s, 22s, 23s. You think to yourself, how are people getting away with that? That in itself, with the rising cost of just all businesses are suffering from it. So when they look at, cleaning isn't that much of a valued service. So it was in COVID, it's now not. It's now, well, do you know what? Mary in the office can throw around the Hoover in the evening, and we'll just get rid of the cleaner, and we'll save ourselves £250 a week. So the
when you're talking about Butlins and Harvester, why do they use you as a company that employs many thousands of people, both of those, Whitbread and but why do they use you and not do it themselves?
Well, I don't know what their business model is, but as far as why we think they use us, because we include the cost of chemicals, the cost of obviously the NI, holiday, etc., and we're guaranteed a cleaner every morning. They then don't have to be worrying about people not turning up. They don't have to be worrying about the cleaner's sick. We've got mobile teams that are dotted around from our 3 offices. We've got an office in London, we've got an office here in Portsmouth, and we've got an office in Newport in Wales. Between those 3 offices, we supply mobile staff. So and we've got a 24-hour control room here. So if they do call in sick, we then dispatch the salary staff to go and cover them. So it's, as you mentioned earlier, it's the convenience of using us, because they're always going to have the staff there turning up to supply the service that they need.
Yeah, I thought that. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Have you ever thought about having less clients and that translating into more money?
Yeah, so of course it was always a case of, do we scale back and just keep the ones that are really valuable, the ones that we're earning more money on? It turns into this treadmill of always just trying to, in our industry, in all the industries we work in, it's quite tough also to keep long-term customers. For instance, I mean, Mitch and Butler, like I said, we've worked for a very, very long time. 14 years. We've had them as a customer. But again, with budgets that change, people often swap out their service provider quite often, because they're always trying to look for a cheaper deal. So we're on this treadmill of trying to replace customers that we've got that are paying good, but we don't want to replace them with customers that aren't as good, that aren't paying as much.
Well, I've got something that this might work for you, and I've done it with some big companies. You say, look, we have 2 prices. You pay £22 an hour, and then you're putting a lot of that through factoring and this invoice company, yeah. And you say, but if you pay us weekly, you'll pay £20.50 an hour, so you don't have to use the interest. And so that you make a bit more on that. Have you ever tried anything like that?
Yeah, we stuck people on direct debit. So I bought an IT company a few years ago. It was a company that was insolvent. They were actually our IT company. And we bought them, and they actually come with a direct debit facility already in place. So every time we stuck an invoice through Xero, they would automatically be set up on Go Cardless, and it would take it out by direct debit. When we tried to push this out to the other services, they weren't having it. They just was not having it at all. The pushback was massive, even when we offered the discount, because again, by discounting the rate, we would still save on the money that we're putting through our factoring account.
There's a couple of things. You've just said something there. Where I can introduce you to HSBC on your factoring and definitely save you on that percentage you're paying. Using HSBC for your direct debit facility over Go Cardless will also save you a lot of money, because Go Cardless take a big chunk, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
So I will, you must email me, because I think I reckon there's £100,000 saving on both of those things for you on your level of turnover.
Yeah. It just increases that margin then, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we use companies like Go Cardless because, you go on at midday and by 12:30 you're ready to go, and you use like that firm in Reading because they're quick and they make decisions really quickly. Yes, HSBC, it's going to probably take 3 or 4 or 5 months to get through, but the cost of the money will be dramatically cheaper. I think you'll be wiping 80% of your interest costs out on both of those facilities, but it's going to be a lot of work to get it over the line. But once you've got it, it's so much better. And let me tell you now, I tell you this for absolute free, that company in Reading will be using one of the big banks, borrowing money off of them and then lending it to you. I know that for a fact, Jack. They all do. All these challenger lenders, they borrow from one of the big 6 banks and then re-lend it out at a margin.
Yeah.
So you might as well just jump the queue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go on to the third biggest challenge then. So customer expectation versus the cost. So is it are you getting squeezed in the middle of both ways?
Well, yeah, I mean, you both said it. You said it in the very beginning, expect it, even before you introduced me to the podcast. You said yourself that you're charging a certain amount, expecting that still, the white glove and silver service. I think that's across all industries, but specifically in ours, where ours is, an industry. I'll take cleaning specifically. cleaning, we were part of the Nightingale Hospital in London. We helped supply some staff to that. We supplied security guards around the south coast and in London during COVID. We were the key workers, the people that you were stood on front of the doorstep clapping for the NHS and key workers. That's the type of people you were clapping for. Since COVID, when you then look at those types of service provisions, often people will refer to them as quick, easy jobs where you go, oh, I've lost my job. What you could do? Oh, well, worst case scenario, I'll go and stack cans in Sainsbury's, or I'll go and get a cleaning job, or something like that, just to tie me over. So it's a case of that people themselves don't respect the jobs that have to be done. And I don't know, probably you guys haven't, and I know I haven't, but I know people that have tried getting jobs in Sainsbury's recently, and there's a waiting list. You can't get into Sainsbury's that quickly. But for cleaning, you can pick up jobs quite quickly. With that, because of it, the expectation of the services that we supply is it's a case of that they feel like as if it's not worth what they're paying. And when the prices are going up, and the prices have had to go up because minimum wage has gone to 12.21. You've got the NI, you've got the cost of stock, even stuff is
and managing the people.
Yeah. I mean, you think uniform, uniform, the cost of using a system where people can clock in and clock out, the CRM system, the insurances, the fuel, the tax on the vehicles, everything, all of those costs, they add up, and they're all micro down into, a fixed cost that we've worked out to be able to price. And people are like, well, I'm not paying £24-25 an hour for a cleaner. The flip side of it is where companies are doing well is these small micro companies where you've got, Tim and his wife Mary are out with their mop and bucket, and they're cleaning 4 or 5 sites, and they're absolutely creaming it because they're able to charge £17-18 an hour because it's considered cheap for the service, and they're paying themselves that as a wage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're going up against those.
But big companies won't want to, like your Butlins, your Mitchell and Butlers, they will want national coverage and your level of insurance or whatever you've got. But I have a solution of, if this was my business, how I would turn it into something really profitable. Would you like to hear it?
Absolutely.
You at the moment have a generalist business that supplies a commoditized service. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I would see your business as Google. So people are coming into your service and they're getting the gift of search for free, or they're getting the gift of cleaning for next to nothing. Google does not make its money from most of its customers. It makes its money from its ideal customers, and its ideal customers are people like me that pay tens of thousands of pounds for Google PPC. All right. So you need to bolt on specialist services with high margins from your know, like, and trust customers that you've got. So Butlins, do they need high-level cleans? So I would be buying a high-level clean company. You have a great relationship with Butlins. Say, do you need all your guttering done? We've got a couple of cranes, cherry pickers. We can go and do that for you. We're already on your system, and that's charged at a much better margin. Same for Harvester, Mitchell and Butlers, and all of that stuff. And that's what I would be doing if this is my business. I would be looking for the specialist stuff that they don't need very regularly, but they use you because they've got the habit of buying from you. And that's what I do to transform this.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually what we're already putting into motion now. So I'm glad you're saying that. We've got 1 or 2 bits and pieces which we're doing as we speak, able to do that and cross-sell against our existing customers.
I mean, I would do, I'd buy a tree surgery business. I would do the gardening, but you get in on the cleaning, but it's the gateway drug to all your higher price services. Because what people love, and I know this in my business, is it's the habits. We always go to XYZ for that. We trust XYZ. They do a good job of that. We get to know them. We like them. Let's buy the other stuff. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's and I've been trying to do it. So when I look at my company Into Action, which is a business training company for customer service and all that, we do some brilliant companies, they do all the specialist stuff, but they haven't got any generalist stuff that feeds them the specialist work. Maybe, been going quarter of a century. They've got all the specialist contracts. But I said, we need to do some generalist stuff where it's not $3 grand, $5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand for us, or 100 grand for us to do a bit of work for them. Let's do some mystery shopping, because that gets people to dip their toe into us. It gets people to see what we're about, and then they go on to the bigger stuff. And I think that's very powerful.
Okay. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks.
So
mate.
then you will think very differently about your cleaning company. You go, this is my place where I go shopping. This is my pond to go and find my customers. This is my habits.
Yeah.
So you think about think about Disney. People are watching all their films for next to nothing, but because they watch their films for next to nothing, they spend 20 grand on the Disney holiday.
Yeah. Just write this down, mate.
Well, you don't have to write. You can re-listen to it. But I think your habit and the way you look at your business, and you'll go, actually, my cleaning company is just my marketing business that gets me all my juicy stuff.
Yeah. Okay, great.
By the way, also, I just want to say, I talk to a lot of people on this podcast. I can tell you've got it, but I think you're frustrated because your model isn't right. It's the same thing that comes on this podcast all the time. You are peddling an okay business model, but because you're in it and you're so flipping annoyed that people are not paying you, and you've got big customers and you've got 350 staff all over the country, you're in operations, and you just need to pull yourself out and go, I've got something good here. I just need those 10% thinking differently moments. This is why people like with dyslexia, ADHD, like they would get so frustrated with this. They would have repaired the model, and I think that's just what I would be doing.
Yeah.
Let's jump into your questions as well, because you had a couple of really good questions. One of them, I really like this one. What is the mistake that you still think about on a regular basis? Oh, he's pondering. For those who are not watching,
there's a number of mistakes. When I've gone into low barrier to entry businesses, like I wouldn't be. Like, what I love about your business is the roster of customers, something that you should be very proud of. I've gone into things that are low barrier that people can just steal from me. Like you put a load of cleaners into a school. Yeah, for example, not a school, into an owner-managed office block, that the little accountant's practice. It wouldn't take long for the accountant to go, do you want to just cut them out and we'll pay you direct?
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably happens. Yeah, happens. None of your stuff, no Butlins, Billy Butlin isn't coming to your staff that's cleaning room 364 of the day to say that. The harvester are not doing that. So that is a moat around your business that you should be really proud of. It's a really good thing. You've got these brilliant FTSE 200, 500, 100 companies in your little ecosystem, which is amazing. But I don't think they'll be giving other people that sort of money. And so, but back to the original question, and I've made mistakes where I've done low barrier to entry stuff, and that annoys me whenever I think about that. Oh, we could do that. If it's too low barrier to entry, it's not for us. Let the husband and wife teams do that. Let the people that want to work for free, cash in hand, let them have all of that stuff, and you focus on the bigger stuff. And the big thing is as well, I always talk about marketing in the pre-chat chat, you sending out 1,000 letters. The better question is to say, actually, I only need 10 good leads this year, 10 good customers. I need to focus on how to get those 10 people.
Yeah.
Is that us or?
No, it's all the notification. That's all the people getting in touch.
Oh, fine.
All those leads, those hot leads, pinging and dinging. We're having a good time. Right, final question then. Let's go for because I think it's really important in this business model. How do you build strong company culture?
Make it top of mind, because it's not for most people. Business owners are stressed out just trying to get through each week, each month. So you have to make that top of mind. Regular communication and education. Educate them, move them around, like try and push them up. That's it. You want to say, look, can you learn high ropes cleaning or high level cleaning, or could you come work in our tree surgery division, or our hanging baskets gardening division? You move people around so that they're learning more skills. Create a little university, the cleaning university, so that you start doing carpets. You have a carpet cleaning division. Those are things. The biggest motivation is education, but it's working out the right education. That does not mean textbook for lots of people. Now, the example I always give is the kid at school that did nothing, that hated education, but then someone taught him how to use a digger and he started building houses and become a millionaire in 5-10 years, because that was the right education, because he needed to be shown, he needed a
hands-on
mentor.
experience.
But other people, obviously, proper sit-down text education works, and that's the skill of the business owner, to know that and work that out and not make it an afterthought. And people need to be around motivational people. The better you recruit, the better you'll find the right people.
There we go. Wonderful stuff. Danny, if people are listening and if they're on the South Coast, they go, do you know what? I need a proper outfit to look after my hanging baskets.
I'll tell you what, Danny, can I just say as well, Danny, you need to come to Business Masterclass. You need to come to that in London. Just book it.
I will.
If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. But I think
okay.
you need to. One of the things that you can do. Sorry to cut you up there, Jay, but you need to be
around
meeting other great business owners that are going to push you forward.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
You can't. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. If you're. You just can't get. I think you're good. I've just got a feeling.
Yeah,
you talk well. You've managed to get these clients. You need to be around other millionaires that go, well, if you thought about this, don't be an idiot.
It's easy to be an island in a business like this, isn't it? Stress, strains, and all the rest of it. It's like you're doing nearly £5 million a year. Like you should be patted on the back and be in a room around that energy as well, because otherwise you do get drained by the day-to-days. 314 staff, and you've got to have a 24-hour hotline in case someone pulls a sickie and all the rest of it. Like, get around good people and pat yourself on the back and inspire yourself a little bit. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Where can people go if they want to find out more information about your services, man?
So, if you Google Citrus UK, with citrus-services.co.uk, you can find us, or follow me on LinkedIn.
There we go.
What is your LinkedIn, mate?
Just Daniel O'Brien. I think we're already connected, James.
Yeah. No, I'm not for me. I'm saying it for our listeners.
Oh, just said Daniel O'Brien.
Daniel O'Brien. Brilliant stuff. Thank you for coming on today, mate. Congratulations on all the successes. Look forward to seeing you, hopefully, at an event sometime soon. And keep fighting the good fight, my man. Thank you for being on the pod.
Let's do the rating, baby.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for being on. There you go. Right, let's do it. It's time for the 8 Traits of the Greats. This is the point of the show where award-winning entrepreneur James Sinclair gets his little Fomex board and he rates other entrepreneurs based on the things that he has seen true within the traits of successfulness.
I just want to say, I think this guy is very good and could
give him an 8. Give him an 8.
I feel really sad that that some people just, it's so hard. You're running a multi-million-pound business.
4.8 million quid. He makes 100 grand.
Yeah.
24-hour round-the-clock support.
Where is his accountant? His accountant saying, mate, we need to go and get this refinanced so that it's going to say, why should that finance company be making more money than him for running his business? Taking none of the risk. They're lending against Mitchell and Butlers and Butlins, these massive, of course they're going to get their money back. That really annoys me that his accountant hasn't said, here, mate, rather than use Go Cardless for all your direct debits, let's spend 3-4 months and save ourselves £250,000 a year in interest. It really gets right on my nerves.
People don't know what they don't know, do they? That's why it's good.
No, right. Number one, starting with the end in mind. What are you thinking, JB?
I'm not sure we could have that.
No. Number 2, passionate about their cause.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
Untold amounts of resilience, and we can give him that. The master relationships with people. I think we can give him that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he's very commercially aware, except he's not putting it on to saving the money.
So can he have it then?
Yeah, he can, because from most people that we've given that to, they ain't as good as him.
James Martin's literally in the room, the official orator of the score ordinarily. Okay.
They innovate, so I'm not happy with that, because I don't think he's done some of the stuff that I think he should do.
You're trying to claw one back, aren't you? No, fair enough.
The master marketeers, no. Estate teacher and curious. Yeah, I think we give him that. So
What's he got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
I mean, I think he deserves a little bit more than that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, but 5.
That's good.
5. It's a 5. The business is going to thrive. Yeah, baby.
Every time we do it, Chuds' face. If you notice, if you flip that
James,
board over and
listen
start-
to James Martin. Put the. Have you listened to this song that Chuds hates? He's a regular listener. Here we go. Yeah, come on now.
You must have heard this, surely.
It's a 5. The business is going to thrive.
It just doesn't alliteration. We need some work with the alliteration. We need It needs consistency. That's all we need.
Well, let's do the business quiz, gang.
Oh,
Here we
of course. We've got other friends here in the room we can play the business quiz with.
It's Jim versus Jason.
It's time for the business
on
quiz.
The quiz that's businessy.
In this envelope,
Business knowledge and it's fun.
There is a question.
Which one's clever and which one's dumb?
that relates.
Izzy wizzy, let's get quizzy.
I should have done a version without me talking over it because you have to wait 15 seconds to get to the point, don't
No,
you?
I like it.
Note to self, I'll do that again. Right, in this, we have got a quizzical question related to the subject of today's conversation. Let's find out. Today's question is, you could join in, James Martin. You can join in as well over there, Oliver.
Hello, team.
What percentage of UK businesses outsource their facilities management services? Oh. What percentage of UK businesses outsource their facilities management services? You got a bit of an inroad here, haven't you? Did you not do a bit of this?
We used to do a bit of that.
Do a bit of that. Do a bit of that. Do a bit of trees. Do a bit of gardens.
Percentage of businesses. There's a lot of businesses, but a lot of them are small, aren't they?
The percentage of businesses that outsource their facilities management services.
I think it's very low.
I think it's low.
But how low can you go?
I think.
Okay, I've locked in an answer. Let me just double check. Was that? Have I logged that in? Yeah, it's locked in.
He's like an 11-year-old, isn't he? It's great.
I'm going less than 10%.
Oh, he's going less than 10%. I like what he's done. He's hedged his bets there. Chuds, are you officially happy with a less than 10%?
Yeah.
He's allowing it. James Martin.
As long as no one else wants less.
Fine.
Really? Oh, I was going less.
Oh, go on
You
then.
need to be specific. though.
Specific then. Fine.
All right. Well, then I'll go 8.
Oh, he's got 8.
8%. I think it's low.
Yeah.
What's he going to go?
I think James Martin's one, but I'll stick with my 10%.
10. I've gone 16.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Fair enough. Thanks for coming.
We'll soon find out.
Yeah. Aha! Stick this in your cheese sandwich, Martin. The answer is 70%.
No, that's not right. It's not right. Rubbish.
I mean, it's like playing with two giant children. The growth in outsourcing has driven expansion in the UK FM facilities management sector, forecasted to grow by 3.5% annually to 2028. The top 10 FM providers, e.g. Mighty, ISS and CBRE, hold 52% of the market. The UK facilities management market in 2024 was valued at 45 billion. Final fact, James Burt, who has gotten zero experience in this sector, knows more than these two clowns. So, what a game! What a game, everybody!
There is no way that 70% of businesses...
70%. Great question today, Chuds. Wonderful.
Maybe
work.
in the volume of total turnover, if you say, well, the NHS is
Yeah,
using
there
facility.
needs to be a bit more detail
Yeah.
in there.
shut
What a
up,
load
you
of rubbish.
two. Just take the L. You can. You can share the spoon, and I'll have that cup.
Well, I mean, I own at least half of the UK's businesses, and we don't use facilities management.
And he's got the other half. There you go.
By the way, before we go any... Oh, yeah, so
Thanks, mate.
you're the winner.
We are the champions.
Good. My new best friend, Richard Harpin, who I'm going out for dinner with tomorrow night with Daniel Priestley. Name drop there.
Yeah, do you want me to pick that up?
He's just wrote this book called How to Make a Billion in 9 Steps, which he did. He built a 4 billion revenue company and sold it for many hundreds of millions, invested in Sarah Davis and many other businesses. He's just released this book and sent me a handwritten copy. He's actually coming to Business Masterclass and we're doing a fireside chat with him.
Oh, that'd be great.
In fact,
Have you
by
done
the
an
time
interview
this
with
has
him?
gone out, I think the interview will be out, will it? Oh, it's out this week.
What, on this channel? On the podcast channel? On the main channel?
Yeah, so if you are listening to the podcast channel and you would like to see me interview this guy, one of the best things that I picked up from Richard Harpin, I mean, this will be a good book. I haven't read it yet, but I think this guy certainly has done it.
Yes.
Can do it and will do it. And that's one of the best things I learned from him. He used to work for Procter & Gamble. So
Oh, did he?
yeah, he was a marketing manager or director at Procter & Gamble. And whenever I get around successful people, one of the best questions to ask them is how they recruit their senior people. That's my sort of go-to answer now, go-to question, not who would you like to have dinner with, or how
Dead
did
or
you make
alive?
your first million, or come on. No, the right question is, what makes you decide to recruit top level talent that are going to run your businesses, certainly if they're super successful? And he said, well, we was brain pushed into our brains at Procter & Gamble this little phrase: they have done, can do, will do.
Oh, I've heard him say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
so they have done it before. They can still do it, because there's lots of successful people that have done it before, but that doesn't mean they can still do it.
Yeah.
And then the last one, which is really, really important in my opinion, have they got the will to carry on doing it? So, and I thought that was a very good little phrase. So if you're looking for top talent and you find someone that's got all the skill set, they've done it before, but can they still do it? And will they still do it? Has the fuse run out? Have they still got the energy?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you still read every day? I know you like readers are leaders. That's one of your big things.
I do
isn't
some
it?
level. I mean, I'm trying to read all the time. I mean, I definitely read the business section, but I'm not reading books like as good as I should. I think everyone should be reading more or personally developing. Yes, I'm listening to podcasts. Yes, I'm watching YouTube videos around personal development stuff. All of that's important, but I'm not reading books as much as I should.
Or could. Don't
Or
shit
could.
all over yourself. It is what it is.
Mm.
You do some other bits, aren't you? Right, look down the barrel of that camera there and sell them something.
Please
this
come to
time is not
business.
free.
Business Masterclass. Listen, guys, if you're serious about growing your business, Business Masterclass is coming to London. We are going to cover getting customers as frugally as possible, buying companies, raising finance. We're doing a big funding session with the big banks. So that's going to be amazing. We're learning how to do commercial property, and you're going to meet hundreds of other great entrepreneurs. Tickets are literally selling like hotcakes, and they go up in price every single month. Is that right, Charles, or week? So the quicker you buy them, the more you're going to save. It's a good investment in yourself. 2 days to meet great entrepreneurs and grow your business. Business Masterclass in London. Tickets and details are on my website, jamessinclair.net.
Other than that, we'll see you on the next pod.
Please subscribe to the channel.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
Pass
Ta-da.
the pod. Pass the pod.
But yeah, and send this to someone else you like.
Just
Other than
one
that,
person.
One person.
That's all we're asking you to do.
Two at a push. No more than two. It's illegal to pass it to any more than two.
Pass the pod.
Ta-da!
Buongiornos.